Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. If you haven't been here before, my name's Adam. I'm just a regular guy with no particular amount of skills, money, or time anymore to work on old cars and trucks. But we're determined to have a good time with them. Today, we're going to take a little different spin and work on a slightly less old truck, my wife's daily, which I told her that I could put 37s on without a lift kit. And make it look good. Here we go. So how are we going to fit these on here? I think at the back they'll just fit. I think at the front we got some work to do. So you start off by using stock style wheels. These are stock GM Steelies. That's the style my wife wanted. But the best part about GM Steelies is they have the proper GM offset, so they're still sucked up under the truck. So it makes it easier to fit stuff because they're not sticking out and going to hit sooner. So we started with the red offset. Now I'm going to measure the back fender well and the front fender well and see what the height difference is. Because from factory, the back of the truck should set higher than the front. So that when you load it, because that's what trucks are for, is loading and hauling, not just, looking silly and making lots of noise. But I'm going to hopefully raise the front up with the torsion bars to where it's level. Now, will that mean it'll squat when it's towing? Probably, unless I add overload bags to it, they'll bring it back up level. But most of the time, this truck's going to be riding around with people and not very much in the bed. So we're going to bring it up at least to level and see if that gets us enough, and then we'll see what else we have to do to make it fit in the front. Like I said, the back I'm not super worried about. Well, let's see where we're at front to back. All you really need is a tape measure. Unless you're over 40, then you probably need your glasses too. 39 3/4. 42 3/4. So we can bring the front end up 3 inches to make it level. Let's see what we can do. The entire passenger side is 1/2 inch higher. I thought the Chevy lean was a thing of the past, but I guess not. It's just the way they're designed. I wanted to start. No bueno.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Okay, so one full turn brought that up 1/2 inch, and that caught us up with the other side. So 2 turns should be 1 inch, so I should need 6 turns on each side. Let's see what happens. Okay, so for whatever reason that math doesn't work. It only got me like 1.5 inches, and I thought it was going to get me 3.
That's what she said.
So we'll do some more. There's plenty of bolt left, so we're just stiffening it and making it more 3/4 ton riding. I'm also going to lay this on the bed rail to make sure that we don't get ourselves into a squat. In the interest of time, we're going to get a little more aggressive. I just marked a line on there so I can count the turns. Well, the passenger side's buried, the driver's side is not. You can only go as far as you can go. Level says we still got a rig. 42 1/4. 42 1/4 dead nuts on both sides. Which is good, because that's as far as we can go with the passenger side. Now let's see if they'll fit. Listen, I've been out of the tire business a long time, but is that really how we're doing it now? Is that okay? sure.
That's not the way it's supposed to be.
You gotta see this. That's what a 3/4 ton truck should look like. I can't believe those fit as well as they do, if I'm being honest. We may have a small clearance problem though. Yeah, we might need a little trimming to get her to go by. Honestly, that may not be as bad as I thought. Alright, let's put the rest of them on and then we'll work on trimming the front. Okay, you saw me starting to struggle with the lug nuts on this side, and I will just say, whoever decided that putting chrome covers on lug nuts instead of just making chrome lug nuts was worth the 10 cents or whatever they saved, I hate you. I hate you with every fiber of my being, with the fire of 1,000 suns. I hope that all your children are born red-headed and left-handed. I hope that your beer is always warm and your mashed potatoes are always cold.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Moving on. With a little careful grinder work, you can deflower those chrome lug nuts and get them to a point where they're usable, still warm, but usable, with a 21 millimeter socket. So they'll get us by until we can get whatever we're going to get for the middle. I don't know whether she wants center caps or just lug nuts or what she wants for sure yet. I know what I would do, but it's her truck. So we're waiting on that decision. Now, I have the driver's side done, but I'll show you on the passenger side what has to be done, and then I'll show you how we did it on the driver's side. And we're going to have to do it quick because I'm not leaving those fans off for long. Alright, so you can see we got a clearance problem there with this piece of trim, and then this stuff, I just trimmed it up about 4 inches and straight across there. Same thing on the front. The front we came up about 6 inches just below the mounting bolts and came across. This stuff used to be plastic or metal depending on the year. It's like a plastic, or not a plastic, almost like cardboard with carpeting on it. Anyway, I cut it with a cheap X-Acto knife. Alright. And then we'll trim this with a cutoff wheel. There's a little bit of metal behind it that makes a corner. We'll trim that off. This corner needs to be trimmed off because it sticks out a little bit. We'll just cut it yonder way, like so. This plastic will take about 1 inch off, the width of a piece of blue tape. We may have to do more than that with the bumper on this side. The bumper clears on the other side. The bumper on this side is really, really close. So we may chance it and see what happens. Or we may, you know, just deal with it. Or cut it or beat it. Or I don't know yet. Alright, here's the side I've already done. So you can see I trimmed this up. And we'll get in there and clean that and hit it with some black so it disappears into the background. Trim that plastic piece and the metal that was behind it. Trimmed that front edge right here, just rounded it off. And then the cardboard plastic fender liner, trimmed it up. Of course I looked behind it before I cut it. And there's the bottom. I definitely looked behind it before I cut it because you only have to make that mistake once. And when you're cutting the fender liner in your Suburban and all of a sudden there's something wet all over you, thankfully it was cold, you find out that the windshield washer jug is like 18 inches long top to bottom, goes way down in the fender well, and it's like $80 to get a new one. So always look before you cut. And then on this side, I'll show you the cut side first. This little mud flap deal, we probably could have took it off, but I'm trying to leave it looking factory. We just trimmed it back to here because it wants to wrap back in. Here's the uncut one on the passenger side, which again, not as close as the other one was for some reason, but we'll cut it down. We'll just straighten out this line and then cut across where it meets over here, and that should give us enough room in the back. We've got some clearance down low, not a lot, but I think it'll be enough. If we run into problems, we load it up and it's getting too close, then we'll trim some more. So now I'm just going to get back to trimming on this side while my lug nut's cool. And yeah, we have a plan of attack on this side because I figured it all out on the other side. So in theory, it should go smoother and faster, but it probably won't. All right, let's test drive, see what happens, see where it rubs. Hopefully it won't. See if she can just pull into her parking spot. That's rubbing against something hard, probably the frame. She back out of her parking spot. Frame a little bit, but is it manageable? Probably. Yeah, we're hitting the sway bar and the frame at full lock, so that makes sense. Here we go. I can live with rubbing the sway bar and the frame at full lock either way, because they are a considerably wider tire on the same size wheel. Same width wheel. See how bad this balance job is. It looks bad. It's not rubbing just going down the driveway, which is pretty rough, so that's good. It's not shaking me out of my seat at 35, that's good. We got one wheel with no weights on it because they couldn't get it to balance. They said the wheel was bent, which 35 is probably actually like 45. Is this thing? I wonder if it's reading any of my wheel speed sensors. Or not wheel speed. I wonder if it's reading any of my tire pressure sensors. It's not giving me any warnings. Also set up our GPS speedometer so we can see how close we are. Because I bet we're not. You can hear them. There's not a huge difference in mile per hour. 56, 60, okay, that's 7. That's about what I expected, 5 to 10. nice if we could get somewhere where we could legally do 70. Give them a little shake test. As bad as that machine said that one was off, I expected this thing to be shaking like crazy. We are 10 miles an hour off at 75. So we'll tell the boss she's going 10 miles an hour faster than it says she is, just to be safe. The difference should grow as you go faster. 73, 66. This thing really, for as bad as those wheel balances looked, I expected this thing to be just trying to shake itself apart, and it feels good. Like, I'm not even worried about wheel balance at the moment, but probably need to, but I'm not at the moment. I'm not saying we're not going to do it, I'm just saying we don't have to rush in and do it right now. Something just rubbed. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's no bueno for cheap. I think that's air intake. Okay. We're gonna have to trim the bottom of that off there because it's all the way in it. Hopefully it doesn't rip it off. Take a look. Oh, we're missing one. It's okay. I mean, if 7.1 gonna hold it, 8 never would have. Let's see. So it should be. That should release it. Yeah, it just must have got just right to get it. Yeah, you can see the steering wheel's not shaking. We're not shaking. It's really not bad at all. I'm not unhappy with that. I think we'll trim off that air intake a little bit, just peel it back a little, and we'll call her good. Well, as you can see, the answer is yes. You can absolutely fit 37s on a stock-ish 17 3/4 ton Chevy pickup. Torsion bars cranked all the way up, a little bit of trimming. Does it ride rough? Yes. Did it ride rough before? It kind of did. Does it rub? Absolutely. When you go lock to lock either direction, it'll rub a little bit, or if you get it off camber much, it'll rub. Does it work 100% for daily duties as a daily driver and an occasional towing and hauling rig? It sure does. It does fine. Now, am I going to take it up some rough Jeep trail or something? No, but I wasn't going to before. I mean, this pickup's too nice for that, and that's not what we want to do with it. So, does it look cool and look the way I think the 3/4 ton truck should have looked the whole time? Yep. And we did it for really next to nothing. We bought some used tires off Marketplace, and we've got the hookup on powder coating. We bought some used steel wheels. So all into this, I want to say we're about, including the new tires, about $500 to $600 new to us tires. So they'll last us plenty long, and then we'll get some other ones. But we wanted to make sure we could do it without having a huge investment. And, you know, I think it looks pretty good. So if you like what we're doing, check out some of the other videos. Usually I'm working on older stuff because that's what I like. And, you know, it's a little easier and cheaper to mess with most of the time. But give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, check out the other videos. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. We'll see you next time.